What's up, guys? It's Envy Basson, and today we're going to be doing the beginning of 2017 rod and reel arsenal. And it is beginning of 2017, so I probably am going to have more rods and reels by the end of 2017. So stick with me. So let's just hop right into it. So the first rod I have here is my Bass Pro Shops reel. It's my first reel, and that's kind of how I'm going to be doing this, is by the time I've had these reels. This is my first one. I got this one from my cousin in California, and it's a pretty nice reel. It doesn't have any line because sometimes when you go to get a hook set, it ends up, well, spilling out and not working right, and kind of just, it acts like you clicked the button in even if you didn't, so it kind of is a pain in the ass. And I have that on a Abu Garcia Vengeance rod, and I just picked it up because this was my first setup, and still works pretty good, but I got to get that fixed. And the side plate came off the reel, so no drag or anything, but luckily I had it set right, so now I just got the braking. So that's the first rod I have. And then, voila. Got it. The second rod is my Abu Garcia Silver Mac combo. Oh, and I forgot to add, that's in 6.3 to 1 gear ratio, the Bass Pro Shops, on a 7-foot medium heavy with a medium action rod. So here's the Abu Garcia Silver Max combo with the Abu Garcia rod. And this is a 7-foot medium heavy rod. I don't know the tip on it, if it's faster action. I think it's medium action. This is my little swim bait rod. I don't use it that much because it's kind of older and it's not that clean, so I use it kind of for ocean fishing and whenever I do a little swim baits or go to Cali, because it does work pretty good. And I got it spooled up with 30-pound braid, and yeah. And the gear ratio for this reel is 6.4 to 1 gear ratio, and yeah. And oh, actually no, this was my very first rod. This is a spinning rod. This was my Ugly Stik GX2, and I got this for trout fishing before I figured out bass fishing. And right now, and it's my shaky head drop shot rod. All that. Right now, I have it paired up with the shaky head. It's my finesse rod. I have it paired up with some cheapo Walmart reel because I don't necessarily use it that often, but yeah. So this is my first one. It's a 6.6 medium action with a fast action tip. And then here we have, God. Whoops, guys, sorry about this. Oh God, Jesus. Alright. Now we have my Texas rigging reel and rod. This is a Shimano Canon 150 size low profile bait caster. It's $100. I got it at Bass Pro Shops. The only one I didn't get at Bass Pro Shops was the Bass Pro. I mean, at Sportsman's Warehouse was the Bass Pro Shops. Excuse my terminology. This is my Texas rigging. It's a medium heavy with a fast action tip, and I like it because it's a 7-foot medium heavy with fast action tip. It's a Daiwa Ariad. Got it spooled up with 30-pound braid, and it's got a 7.3 to 1 gear ratio, and I like it for light Texas rigs, and that's why I have this little Texas rigging hook that I'll go into it later, but I have a Texas rigging hook that aims down so you don't have to dig it into the bait. So yeah, this is my Texas rigging rod, and this is now my newest bait caster. This is my most expensive bait caster round. Most of my other ones are around $150. The only one that's not is the Black or Silver Max, because I got that combo for $80 on Sportsman's. This one's my most expensive setup so far. So the reel is a Shimano Casitas in a 7.2 to 1 gear ratio. The Shimano Casitas is basically the same as the Canon, except for $20 more you get this little dial right here on the outside, so you don't have to crack it open and do all your braking system. You get this little dial. but to me it's a little bit cleaner and I like it a little bit more, and it is a 150 size low profile bait caster. And then the rod, oh yeah, this is a Daiwa or Dobinson's Fury series rod. It is a spinnerbait, buzzbait, Senko, horny toad, some jigs, and small swim bait rod. It's a 7.3 meat heavy with a fast action tip. And this is my jig rod and my flipping rod and all that. We don't usually do a lot of flipping out here in Nevada, so yeah. This is my jig and flipping rod, or punching rod. I meant we don't do a lot of punching. We do a lot of flipping, but not a lot of punching. So this is my punching, flipping, everything rod, jigs, all that. This is that rod that I like to use. This is a $240 setup, which for me in my year and a half of fishing is pretty expensive. So yeah, but I like it a lot. It's really clean. It's smooth as all hell. So this would probably be one of the reels, and this and the Shimano Casitas would be a reel I would recommend as like someone's first kind of like baitcaster setup once you get into that kind of thing. Or I would recommend a loose speed spool. I had one, but I ended up trading it or selling it for a little bit of money. So yeah. And then here's a rod that I have that was one of my first it was my first baitcaster rod. This is a Berkley lining rod. It's a 6.6 medium heavy with a fast action tip. And this one I use is like my jerk bait rod, even though it's a, no, never mind, it's not medium heavy. It's a medium action. So this is my jerk bait rod and all that, because I can't find one that's a little lighter. I'm gonna get a Lew's rod for them or something. I'm gonna find a rod for that, but this is basically what I have now. It's okay. I broke one of the eyelets because my buddy decided to step on it. So yeah, that's that rod. So, and I haven't been able to go fishing because if you can see outside, it's raining to beat hell out there. So I can't much do any fishing right now. I did go out a little bit earlier and I caught about a 1-pounder and a little muskrat, which those suckers. But I did do a little bit of fishing, not a lot. So yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do down there. Please subscribe, help out the channel. It would mean a lot to me if you could, because I'm trying to build my channel in the fishing community. So see you later, and I'll see you on the next one.